Hello students, welcome to TSAT classes. Welcome to the class on Indian Polity and Constitution for TSPSC Group 1 Mains. This is 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗍. As part of the TSPSC Group 1 Mains, we have already started a series where we started a discussion on paper 3 Polity, and we have completed chapter 1, chapter 2 and also the first part of chapter 3. Today in this class, to continue with chapter 3 of Polity paper 3, I've brought few more questions in relation to this particular chapter 3 of paper 3. Now, what are the topics which are mentioned in chapter 3? I told you before also. Chapter 3 is related to part 5 and part 6 of the Constitution, meaning the union and state executives, which consist of the parliamentary system, the system of government, the central government like President, Prime Minister, Council of Ministers, the powers of the Parliament, functions of the Parliament, the state government composition, governors, Chief Minister, Council of Ministers, the legislature, state legislative council, and the bill procedure in the state legislature, legislative privileges. So, to continue with this chapter, let us see few more questions. Look at the first question. Look at the first question. Look at the first question. Elaborate the composition of the Parliament and state legislature after 104th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2020. It is asking me to elaborate the composition of the Parliament and state legislature. So, we need to discuss the composition of the Parliament as well as the state legislature after 104th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2020. Let us see. Simple. Parliament. Article 79 of the Constitution defines Parliament. According to Article 79, Parliament consists of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and President of India. And President. Lok Sabha is also called House of People or Lower House. Rajya Sabha is also called Council of States or Upper House. Article 52 of the Constitution says there shall be a President for India. Article 80 of the Constitution defines Rajya Sabha. Article 81 of the Constitution defines what is Lok Sabha. Okay. Who is the head of the Lok Sabha? The head of the Lok Sabha is the Speaker. Who is elected? Who is elected among the members? Who is elected among the members? Who is elected among the members? Who is the head of the Rajya Sabha? The head of the Rajya Sabha is the chairman. Head of the Rajya Sabha is the chairman. Who is chairman? The Vice President of India. The Vice President of India is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Article 63 of the Constitution says there shall be a Vice President for India. Now let us see the composition of the Lok Sabha first. The maximum strength of the Lok Sabha, is 552. The present strength of the Lok Sabha is 545. Out of 552, 530 are from states, up to 20 from union territories, and 2 are from Anglo-Indian communities. Presently, 530 are from states, 13 are from union territories and 2 are from Anglo-Indian community. This 543 members, together states and union territories, they are elected. Who elect them? They are elected by people. They are elected by people. As per Article 326 of the Constitution, that is right to vote. 61st Constitutional Amendment Act 1989 has decreased the voting age from 21 to 18 years. In this 543 people, there is a SC and a ST seat reservations to be continued till 2030, by 104th Constitutional Amendment Act, by 104th Constitutional Amendment Act. Now coming to this Anglo-Indian community. People from Anglo-Indian community are nominated. They are nominated by President of India. They are nominated by President of India. This nomination has been discontinued or has been become inoperative by 104th Constitutional Amendment Act 2020. It has become inoperative. So this is the composition of the Lok Sabha. Now what is the composition of the Rajya Sabha? The maximum strength of the Rajya Sabha is 250. 1 second. Let me do it in a reverse way, so it will be easy for us to write. 250. And the present strength of Rajya Sabha is 245. Out of this 250, right? Out of this 250, out of this 250, 238 are elected and 12 are nominated. Now presently out of this 245, 233 are elected and 12 members are nominated. They are elected. Who elect the Rajya Sabha members? They are elected by the MLAs of State Legislative Assembly following Schedule 4 of the Constitution. And up to 12 members are nominated. By President of India. Nominated. They are nominated by President of India, who belong to 4 different categories. The first one is arts, literature, social service and technology. This is the overall composition of the Parliament after 104th Constitutional Amendment Act. The maximum strength is 552. The present strength is 545. This has been increased by 31st Constitutional Amendment Act. Right? It was actually 525 only. Now 31st Constitutional Amendment Act increased to 545. Now let us see the composition of the state legislature. State legislature. State legislature. Okay. Article 168 of the Constitution defines state legislature. According to Article 168, state legislature consists of state legislative council and state legislative assembly and governor. and governor. These members are called MLAs and these members are called MLCs. It is not compulsory for a state to have a state legislative council. Article 169 of the Constitution deals with creation or abolition of the council. As on today, there are 6 states in India where there is a state legislative council: Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, Maharashtra, UP and Bihar. Article 170 defines the composition of the assembly. 171 talks about the composition of the council. The head of the assembly is the speaker, who is elected among members. The head of the assembly is the speaker, who is elected among the members. The head of the council is a chairman. Who is also elected among the members. Article 153 says there shall be a governor for each state, who is appointed or removed any time by President of India as per Article 155. Is appointed or removed any time by the President of India as per Article 155. Okay. Now let us see the composition of the assembly first. The maximum strength of the assembly can be up to 500. The minimum strength of the assembly cannot be less than 60. But with few exemptions to certain states like Mizoram, we have Pondicherry, Sikkim, all the states got exempted, but 60 is the minimum strength. Because of the less population, some states have given exemption. If you look at the MLAs of the state, they are elected and also nominated. Elected MLAs are elected by the people directly, following Article 326 of the Constitution. That is your right to vote. Up to one Anglo-Indian community is nominated by the governor, and this Anglo-Indian community is made inoperative by 104th Constitutional Amendment Act 2020. In these elected members, according to 104th Constitutional Amendment Act, there is a SC/ST seats reservation to be continued till 2030. This has continued till 2030 by 104th Amendment Act 2020 only. Now look at the composition of the council. This is expected. The maximum strength of the council cannot be more than 1/3 of the state legislative assembly. The minimum strength of the council cannot be less than 40. Maximum is 1/3 of the assembly, minimum is 40. And the MLCs are elected by 5 batch constituencies. 5 batch constituencies. They are: 1. MLAs elect 1/3 of the members. 2. Local bodies elect 1/3 of the members. 3. Government teachers elect 1/12 of the members. 4. Graduates elect 1/12 of the members. And 5. Rest are nominated by governor. 1/6 of the members are nominated by the governor for 5 different categories. What are they? Arts, literature, social service, technology, cooperative movements. Cooperative movements meaning 5/6 of the members of the council are elected and 1/6 are nominated. But what are the changes we add? What are the changes we add as per the 104th Constitutional Amendment Act? Let us see that also and finish this answer. Yeah, 104th Amendment Act. For this purpose, you need to understand Article 330, 331, 332, 333 and 334. What is Article 330? It says, SC and ST reservation shall be continued, shall be provided in Lok Sabha on the basis of population. SC and ST seats reservations shall be given in Lok Sabha on the basis of the population. Article 332. SC and ST seat reservation shall be continued in assembly on the basis of population. Assembly on the basis of population. 331. Up to 2 Anglo-Indian community members shall be nominated in Lok Sabha by President of India. 333. Up to 1 Anglo-Indian community member shall be nominated in State Legislative Assembly by Governor. Whatever mentioned in Article 330, 331, 332, 333 shall be continued for 10 years from Constitution came into force. Constitution came into force on 1950. So it should be continued for 10 years, that is till 1960. But by the subsequent amendments, it was extended by 10 years. 95th Constitutional Amendment Act made 10 years as 70 years. That is 70 years from 1950. That is till 2020. Now 104th Constitutional Amendment Act has replaced 70 years with 80 years. That is 80 years from 1950 till 2030. So these reservations now will continue till January 26th, 2030. That is the meaning. So this is the answer you need to give for this question. Okay. Let us see the next question now. Let us see the next question. Right. Very important. Look at this question. Under what circumstances the governor of the state can reserve a state legislature bill to President of India? Very important. See, Article 200 and Article 201 talks about this. Okay. Now look at the screen. When a bill is passed in the state legislature, it will go to the governor for his consent. Now, governor can utilize the following alternatives. He has 5 alternatives on that ordinary bill of the state legislature. The first one is, he can accept the bill. 2, he can reject the bill. Right? This is as per Article 200. Okay. 3, he can withhold the bill. 4, he can send back the bill. To both the houses for reconsideration again. And 3, he can reserve the bill to President of India. he can reserve the bill to President of India. Whenever the governor accepts the bill, it is called act. Whenever the governor rejects the bill, this is called the end of the bill, and this is called absolute veto. Absolute veto. The governor can withhold an ordinary bill of the state legislature for any number of days. For any number of days. This is called pocket veto. This is called pocket veto. The governor can send back the bill for reconsideration, but when the reconsidered bill is again back to the governor, what governor has to do? Governor has to pass the bill, has to accept the bill. And this power of the governor is called suspensive veto. Right? Now the governor has a fifth alternative, that he can reserve the bill to the President of India. But under what circumstances governor can reserve a bill to the President of India? There are 5 things, 5 criteria. If an ordinary bill of the state legislature mentions about any of these 5 things, the governor can reserve that bill to the President of India. What are they? 1. If that particular state legislature bill is against any union law, if it is against any union law. 2. If that particular state legislature bill is against the directive principles of state policy. 3. If it is against the Constitution at large, the Constitution of India at large. 4. If it is against the national interest. National interest. 5. If it is endangering the position of, if it is endangering the position of the High Court. So these are the 5 circumstances where the President has the authority to reserve the bill to the President of India. This is as per Article 200. But there is also one more reason why governor can reserve a financial bills and money bills of the state legislature to the President of India. That is as per Article 360 of the Constitution. According to Article 360, whenever the financial emergency is in force, it is compulsory for the governor, of the state to reserve the money bills and financial bills of the state to the President of India. So these are the circumstances where you reserve the certain bills of the state legislature to the President by the governor. This is one of the expected question we have. Okay. Now let us see the next question. Right. Explain the following in detail. See, there are 5 things. Imagine this question is 10 marker. So each has 2 marks. Okay. Now let us see this. Firstly, Article 85. Article 85 talks about 3 things. 1, 2 and 3. That is summoning, prorogation of parliament sessions, and dissolution of Lok Sabha by the President of India. The President has the authority to start or stop the session of the Parliament, or the President has the authority to dissolve the Lok Sabha. But whenever he do this, he has to follow the advice of the government. Article 85 talks about summoning, starting a parliament session, prorogation, stopping a parliament session. Generally, we have 3 sessions in a year. They are budget session, generally in the month of February, March, monsoon session, July, August, winter session, November, December. So, a session can be started or stopped by the President of India as per Article 85. Now, what is Article 87? Article 87 talks about motion of thanks. This is in news many times. Now, what is the meaning of motion of thanks? Motion of thanks is a thanking speech given by the President of India. It is a thanking speech given by the President of India in 2 circumstances. 1. Every year before the start of the first meeting of the or first session of the Parliament. Every year before the start of the first session of the Parliament. 2. After every 5 years, before the first sitting of newly formed Lok Sabha. Every year before the start of the first session of the Parliament, after every 5 years, before the first meeting of newly formed Lok Sabha, new Lok Sabha's first meeting. This is called motion of thanks, as discussed in Article 87. What is Article 102? Article 102 talks about disqualification of members. Members are disqualified. According to Article 102 of the Constitution, members can be disqualified for the following reasons, and there are certain things which makes the members disqualified. 1. When he loses his Indian citizenship. 2. When he is having office of profit. 3. When he is of unsound mind or mentally retarded. 4. When he is under anti-defection law. And 5. Any other disqualifications mentioned in the law made by the Parliament. Did Parliament made any law? Yes. What is that law? Representation of People's Act 1951. Okay. Now look at Article 105. What is Article 105? Article 105 talks about parliamentary privileges. Privileges to the members of the Parliament. There are 2 types of privileges to the parliamentarians. Collective privileges, individual privileges. Now what is the meaning of collective privileges? Collectively, Lok Sabha can have an open session or a secret sessions. Collectively, the Parliament, collectively, Parliament can conduct secret sessions, not allowing media, not allowing any visitors. Collectively, the Parliament can publish a journal, publish a newspaper, publish an article. Collectively, Parliament can set up an inquiry commission. These are collective privileges. Now, what is individual privilege? As an MP of the Parliament, you have right to absolute speech and expression. Your speech and expression is absolute. 2. While the session is going on, 40 days before the session, 40 days after the session, no member of the Parliament can be arrested or called as a witness without the permission of the presiding officer. This is your Article 105. Now what is Article 118? Article 118 is nothing but 𝗧𝗏𝗏. 𝗧𝗏𝗏. Now what is 𝗧𝗏𝗏? Rules of procedure and conduct of the business. According to Article 118 of the Constitution, Parliament can frame its own rules and procedures to run the administration, to run the proceedings of the House. So this is your some mains questions related to this particular chapter. I'll see you guys again with chapter 4 of paper 3 in the next class. Till then, happy learning. Jai Hind.